Welcome back on this basketball season ending Coach's Corner. We now turn our attention to the Ponca City girls basketball team. Dwight Winburn in his third season led the Lady Cats to 11 wins and 11 losses this year, a 500 record, a first-round loss in the regional playoffs. And Coach Winburn, I know that you were quite confident going into that regional basketball tournament. Things didn't go our way. 11-11 season, and when you look back now at some of the teams that made the state tournament that we played, I think you would agree that the schedule was a little more difficult than maybe we originally thought.
It was. I did a little homework on that and put on the board 11 teams that are in the state tournament. We either played or scrimmaged them, and so it was a difficult schedule.
And the night of the regional basketball game, which is it all boils down to a one-game season. You played a Stillwater team that was on fire the night you played them and had a good performance and took you out.
They played very well. In fact, I don't think they can play any better than they played the night they played us. Their shots fell. They played pretty good defense, and we struggled a little bit in the fourth quarter, and that's when the game was actually taken over. But, you know, it was a good season. I'm very thankful for what we did accomplish this season.
You won 11 games, and again, that's 3 straight double-digit winning seasons for the Ponca City girls basketball program. You did so with a pretty light bench. You didn't play a lot of players there at the last of the season. You have a couple of seniors that are going to be moving on, but this is going to be another young team next year. You'll have some experienced players, but there's a lot of girls that probably got most of their game time in the junior varsity games.
They did. We lose 4 seniors, and you know, anytime you lose that many of upperclassmen, it's going to be a young season, and that's what we're going to be faced with. In fact, there's a possibility that there's some sophomores there that's going to see quite a bit of playing time next season.
Well, we can start with Jordan Hull, who had an outstanding 3-year career, Coach.
Great point guard. I was on Coach's Aid. I get on there once in a while and look at the forum, and someone had mentioned there that they'd seen us play, and they thought she was the best guard in 6A. And, you know, I've always thought that. First time I saw her, I knew she was really a great little player, and she's done a great job and improved her scoring this season. You know, the last game against Stillwater, I believe she had 13 points, and just a great kid.
I think she was probably, and you've seen a lot more than I have, but I think she, I hate to say the best, but she was one of the best defensive players I've ever seen in high school basketball, Coach.
The same here, and I've had several really good defenders, but Jordan's right there at the top, and she played with a great amount of intensity and heart. Even when maybe it was a mismatch, when she had to guard somebody that was bigger and maybe a little bit stronger than her, she just played so tough and kept them from scoring. I can just go through the list of people that she's held to way below their average.
Lauren Vetters also played a little bit her sophomore year, really came on, and from the free throw line, I don't think I've ever seen a player go from struggle to almost automatic in the span of you know, a year. But she really did that, and that takes a lot of hard work. You just don't do that. She'll be a player that will be missed as well.
Absolutely, a great inside player, and like you say, her game improved. If you measure from sophomore year to now, it's just been a tremendous improvement, and possibility that she's going to go play at the next level, and we hope she does. We hate to lose her. Great kid, great player, did a lot of good things for us. And you know, the intangibles is the thing that marks her and Jordan both too, is things that you don't actually see on the court. It's behind the scenes, the leadership skills that they have.
And the other side of that is now you start looking at the players that will come back next year, and I know that you have an off-season program, a summer program as well, and it's vital that those girls take advantage of that, isn't it?
It is, and we've started. We've got several kids in the gym now. We're kind of like the boys program. Our kids filter out and do lots of other sports in the spring, soccer and golf, and you know, that's what they want to do, and I'm glad they're in those programs because it helps the whole school. And then we'll be anxious to see them back in there in the fall. But we got a lot of young kids in the gym right now that's going to get some valuable time.
And I know we were talking the junior high programs, the 9th grade and the 8th grade programs, very strong this year too.
Very strong. Had an excellent class in the freshmen, and then also with the 8th grade. So we're looking for some really good players coming up.
Girls do All-State a little differently than boys do, Coach, and I know that both Jordan and Lauren would certainly vie for some of those honors. When will that all be decided?
We have to go over there the 23rd at Union, and it's an afternoon session, and you just go in and you play for about 2.5 hours. And then they look at their statistics, they look at the kids as they play, and from that they'll pick the All-Staters, 10 of them.
Well, we should have a chance to get maybe one in there, huh?
I hope so. You know, I really think both those kids are All-State caliber type kids. Of course, it comes down to a vote of people and what they think, and there's a lot of good players out there too.
Absolutely. I think on the boys' side and the girls' side, I think we're seeing a stronger combination of physical, size, ability. I think the game is really improving, and I think these kids are, at every level are really getting better too.
A lot of kids are putting a lot more time in the summer. They're playing a lot of AAU basketball and playing a lot of games, and it's helping them to improve. And as you look at it, I agree with you. It'll be tough over there that Wednesday when we go because there's so many good players at this level, and it's 5A, 6A. They pick from 2 classes. 10 kids, so that's pretty tough.
I don't think we played a team this year that didn't have somebody on the other side that you just had to worry about, and they said the same thing about Ponca City, I'm sure.
They did. They dreaded playing us.
Mm-hmm. Well, 11-11. Coach Winburn will have more comments at the banquet. We'll talk about all-state selections and all-conference as well. Coach, I appreciate it, and I hope it was a good year for you. Your 3rd year here, and we look forward to next season, too.
Thanks,
Dwight
Chris.
Winburn, our girls basketball coach, wrapping up basketball in Coach's Corner.